Make sure you do yourself a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're listening on Pandora, iTunes, Amazon, Apple Music, all the above, the Charles Coleman Podcast is where you want to be. We're not just outside. We're not just on the way up. We're in hyperspace. So come get with us, your new home for Black brilliance. So I've been struggling with something that I'm trying to find a balance with. You know, we have a lot of conversations. Everybody's like, oh, well, you know, we want to keep our energy positive. Don't go into low vibration, avoid low vibrational spaces, all of that. And then we also have talked about believing in the Negro. We've talked about community. We've talked about sort of calling out low life behavior so that we can divorce ourselves from poverty mindset, which I think is appropriate and honorable. Kind of sort of like, you know better, you have conversations with people, you do better. Ideally. But then at the same time, maybe this is just where some people want to be. You got to let people enjoy things. Or maybe people use certain spaces for an outlet. And you kind of sort of got to let them stay in low vibrational spaces because they're voluntarily engaging it. So I'm wondering, where is the line? What is the balance between sort of assuming that role of someone who knows better, and you want to be the one in your crew or in the spaces that you're in where people look to and they're like, yo, don't bring that bullshit around G. Because G not on that. Or don't bring that BS around Kurt, because Kurt's not on that. Versus like, yo, just let people enjoy things. If that's what they want to do, then let them do that. Like, what's the line there?
I mean, I think the line is where it starts to disrupt you, you know? Like, if somebody's on some low vibe and it's taking you out, taking all of your energy, then you got to protect yourself and just move. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be the sacrificial lamb to their vibrational energy, you know what I'm saying? On some, I got to rock with this because that's where they at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's so, you said it. It's so much stuff that's we're constantly being inundated by. If you're not like intentional about protecting your peace, bro, you're going to just be drained by the end of the day with some of this shenanigans. Because sometimes it's not even intentional. It might not even be your people. It might just be you scrolling through your social media feed and just so much content just coming at you that's just got you just crazy.
I mean, you know, it's just because, and a lot of it admittedly is a combination of the world that we live in and, you know, it's exacerbated by social media. And so like, you know, I'll be on social media one day, obviously with what I do in terms of the news, you're inundated with so many very, very difficult and draining stories. So there's that, right? If you're someone who's just following current events, the discourse generally is just super polarizing and it's very, very toxic. Okay, cool. So you take a break from that and now you go to social media. And now you're on social media. And of course, some of that is shaped by who you follow, what they're about, what those algorithms are giving you. But there's still a piece of what's being fed to you just being also toxic. This rapper and his baby mama, he threw her out of this. And just something crazy. This dude got 32 kids by 11. And you're just like, yo, what is this? And then sometimes your friends send you stuff and you want to say like, yo, we should be better than that. Don't send me that stuff, so on and so forth. But then you also don't want to necessarily be preachy.
Right.
Like where's the gauge? I do appreciate, G, what you said about the need to sort of use yourself as a barometer. Like don't allow you to get drained. But then at the same time, again, when you're in spaces repeatedly where you want better for your folks, for the people you're around, how do you navigate that?
But I think all of this is a byproduct of individualism, right? It's too much. We all doing too much by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's definitely overwhelming because there's so many different things. Whereas, you know, if you had a community around your way of life, your way of thinking, and you really centered yourself in that group, you can bounce some of this stuff around and it doesn't seem so everything is on me kind of a mindset.
That's interesting. So your approach is figure out your village and let your village be part of your filter.
Correct.
That makes a lot of sense.
Correct.
That makes a lot of sense because I think if I think about it in terms of who I associate with, generally speaking, we ain't sending each other like all of that. And so that's also why now that you say that, it's really jarring to get something outside of that space because I'm like, me and my peoples don't do that.
Right.
So like we kind of know where about we modulate and like we keep it there. But the question I have is like, so if that's going to be the case, do you grow the community or do you grow the village or are you just content to like G was talking about earlier, just leave folks where they at?
Well, I like G's perspective as far as leaving people where they're at, but if your village is strong enough the way it is, I say you leave it. If you still have little compromising spots within your village where things are kind of seeping through, I think you need to increase it. It's all predicated on what's necessary to protect your peace or to allow you to evolve.
What do you think about that village model?
I think the village model is important. I also think that we have to like constantly adjust because we're living in a time where our access to stuff and information is like 100 times more than ever.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And if we don't have like intentional behavior to allow us to filter that, like I love watching animals, like the little dog videos. Like it's definitely doing something and letting go some endorphins when I'm on social media. The little cute puppies with their little outfits. You should, I'm telling you, gotta check it out. I promise you. As like, just like dumbed down.
I just didn't know what you did.
No, I got 2 little Yorkie poodles at the crib.
I
So
know,
I
but I
love
didn't know you
puppies,
like-
you know what I'm saying? But watching like content that's just super adorable, little babies doing little funny stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like to balance out watching Memphis or some crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like this stuff is coming at you. The minute you grab it, this device is with you all day. And if you don't have some kind of regimen, you know what I'm saying, within your community to be like, yo, don't send me that wild video. Send me that cute puppy video in the middle of my day while my day is going crazy or I'm sitting in front of a wild customer that's wearing me out and then my phone go off and I'll look and it's just a 2-second break. It's going to do something for me. You know what I'm saying? But my tribe know that. Don't send me this guy's head just got cut off and it's rolling down the block. I be like, I got some friends that do that. That thing is funny. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah.
Sorry, G.
Sorry. Like,
I won't send that no more. Yeah.
You know, I think that it is, for me, sort of a mixture. The first thing that I do, because I often have to talk about these things publicly, is that I am mindful of what extra stuff I take on. Like if I ain't got to see it,
right,
and I feel like it's going to be traumatic or I feel like it's extra ratchet and or I feel like it's draining and it doesn't make me feel good, I really try to put it down. But to the village point, which I think is an excellent one, I am very critical about like, yo, chill, like don't send me another. I'll say it in a joking way, like, yo, don't send me another one of these things. Or I'll try to respond by sending people type of stuff that I would want to get back.
Right.
And then in terms of growing the village, I try to like see where people are. So before I try to put them on to something or get them to turn away from something, I try to gauge how receptive they might be to how it's going to land.
Right.
And then maybe I'll make it open. It's just, I think finding that balance because I personally want to see us do better. Like we always say it.
Right.
Oh, we got to do better. We got to do better. Right. But then what are you doing in your own spaces to contribute to that? And so that's why I wanted to have this conversation.